telling Jamie that pretty soon he's going to have a full-time father. I just wish I could tell him when.
We've talked about this before. Out of respect for Kevin, if for no other reason, we've got to wait a reasonable amount of time.
I know, and this is going to sound awful, but waiting is not going to do Kevin any good, and I want my baby to have his father.
As far as the world is concerned, Kevin is the baby's father. Now, if we just take these things in the right sequence, we won't arouse anybody's suspicion, and we'll all be better off in the long run.
Well, if we wait too long, I'm afraid something might happen.
Yeah, such as what?
Winter, that's what.
Oh, it's all over now. You know that.
Well, marry me, and then I'll be sure.
Look, if I'm going to be your husband, what are you doing?
You told me to grease this.
What? You put a little on your hand, and you rub it around the inside
I don't
of
want
the
to get
bowl.
my fingers greasy.
Put it on your fingers and rub it. Trust me, will you?
I do trust you. It's winter. I don't trust. Look, I know she broke her engagement to you, but what if she changes her mind and decides to come back into the scene?
Well, I just have to shoo her out of the scene, don't I? Look, you don't have anything to worry about. She's not the type of girl to interfere.
Yeah? What's going to stop her?
Well, for one thing, she knows that we're getting married.
Well, that's interesting. I thought you said you hadn't seen her.
I haven't.
Well, then how'd she find out? I don't remember putting an announcement in the paper.
Well, Draper ran into her the other night. He told her about it.
Oh. Well, what was her reaction?
What difference does it make, huh? She knows, that's the point. And I think she's got too much sense and decency not to bow out gracefully.
Just wish I was as confident as you.
Wipe your hands.
Thank you. I love you, and our baby loves you, and I just want our lives to be wonderful and happy and have no one come between.
You don't have to worry about that. From now on, it's you and me and Jamie, the Three Stooges.
Hey, there's Winter coming to grovel at your feet, so you'll take her back.
Think so? It might be fun. Never had anybody grovel at my feet before. Look, will you put the cheese on top of that while I get the door?
Logan, I'm sorry to barge in on you this morning.
No, you're always
Hi,
welcome.
Draper. How are you?
Raven, hello.
What do you cook?
I guess this is time to congratulate you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
we got a casserole going. Why don't you stay for dinner?
No. I came over to tell you some terrific news I just found out. I couldn't keep it to myself, and I just had to tell you.
Yeah?
It's about April. April's free. April's a free woman.
Well, you got a new theory? Is that it?
No, I have proof of April's innocence.
And just how'd you come by that?
I've got a signed confession by the person who gave Denise the fatal overdose.
You're not kidding, are you?
No, sir.
Well, you son of a gun. Don't just stand there. Who did it?
Gus Norwood.
Oh, come on, that's her father.
You were kidding. The man is totally paralyzed.
He was faking it. His attack wasn't as severe as everybody thought.
Well, why'd you just come forward and confess?
Well, look, you know, Miles and I have been working on this theory that
yeah.
somebody gave Denise a second hypodermic.
Phantom injection.
Well, somebody had to do it, but it took one of April's dreams to make me realize who.
Had so many of those.
Yeah, she does. Well, you know, the latest dream she's been having is hearing these shuffling footsteps over and over again. And then it dawned on me who those footsteps belonged to. Gus Norwood. He was walking down the hall to Denise's bedroom. He stood outside Denise's bedroom and listened to April and Denise argue.
So the dream was based on a sound that she'd heard when she was awake.
Except she didn't realize it. So when she left Denise's bedroom to get help, Gus went into the bedroom, saw Denise in a great deal of physical
Gave her
pain.
the injection to put her out of her misery. It makes sense.
And also to save Miles.
Miles?
Yeah, well, Denise was going to frame Miles for her death.
This is incredible.
Just 1 second now. How come he didn't confess all this before, huh?
Well, he was hoping that April would be found innocent or that the jury would consider Denise's death a suicide. Hey, do you know it was Gus who sent you those papers about Denise's mother?
No kidding.
Or about April's mother?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hoping that if the jury knew that April was, April's mother was insane, that, well, the jury would free her because she might be insane.
So that's where the papers came from.
That's it.
I guess that wraps it up. I mean, that's the last loose end. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This calls for a toast, and I have a bottle of champagne that I have been saving for a special occasion. It's warm, but what the hell?
That's fine with me.
Listen, would you mind if I didn't join you? I'm a little bit nervous about the baby. I thought I'd call Mrs. Harris.
That sounds like a very good idea.
I'm going to use the phone in your bedroom. That's great, Draper. I'm really happy. Raven Jameson. Listen, I have something very important that I would like to talk to you about, and I wondered if I could come over right now. Yeah, it's that important. Okay? Fine. See you then.
Oops, there. Told you it was warm. So, how long will it be before April's home, huh?
Well, Mike's going to talk to the governor, and we're going to file a petition for a complete pardon. And in a couple of days, April may be home.
That's just terrific. Terrific. You know what I'd like to do? I mean, after you and April have had time for your own private reunion, I'd like to throw a welcome home party for her, invite all her friends.
Hey,
Would you let me do that?
April would love that.
Great. How's everything on the home front?
Not so hot.
What, something the matter?
Well, she can't get the baby asleep, so I thought I would go see what I can do.
Oh, well, you want me to come along?
No. You can stay and party with Draper. I can take care of it. I'm a mother now, remember?
Okay, well, I'll help you with your coat.
Thank you. Draper, when you see April, give her my best, really. You too. My purse.
There you go.
And, I'll call you in the morning. Bye.
Oops. Drive carefully.
Okay.
I think things are going to work out between us. I really do.
Sounds like you're very excited about the relationship.
Oh, yeah. But I bet it can't compare with the way you're feeling.
I can't describe how I feel right now.
How about walking on air? Is that something?
You know, when April went to jail, I felt like my life was put into suspended animation. I was dead. I was angry, but now it's all changed, Logan. In a couple of days, April's coming home, and everything's going to be absolutely perfect.
Now, did you have any trouble getting into Elliot Gowen's headquarters with that film crew?
Not at all. We just walked right in and started to shoot. There wasn't anybody there to stop us.
Good. How long do you think it'll take to put the special together?
Well, that depends on how elaborate you want to make it. I was hoping that we could have a conference with Nicole in between shows.
Oh, well, Mrs. Drake was tired. She wanted to rest a bit.
All right, we'll get on it first thing in the morning.
Funny how things change.
Only a couple of days ago, we were getting ready to put together that ecology documentary starring your friend, Mr. Dorn. Now we're telling a horror story.
Oh, Miles, hello.
Hello, Margot. Is Nicole around?
No, darling, she was so exhausted that I insist she go home and rest between broadcasts. Why haven't you two been talking to each other?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I've been on the road. Draper and I have been traveling all day.
Oh, you look a little anxious. Is there something the matter?
No, I'm not anxious. I'm exhilarated. I guess I'm too tired to look as happy as I feel.
Happy about what?
Margot, April's been exonerated.
What?
It's true. It's true. I wanted to tell Nicole the news. She's usually here at this hour.
Well, look, darling, I'm here. Now, just please tell me all about it. Does this mean that she's been released from prison?
She will be as soon as we get the facts to the right people.
Well, tell me the facts, please.
It's Denise's father who was responsible for her death.
Okay, snow's on the way. That's the one thing I hate about working in the studio. No windows. We have to rely on the weatherman to find out what's going on around here.
Terrific. Considering how accurate he is, that doesn't tell you a lot, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Hey, maybe that's the Chicago Detroit score. No, it's something else. Hey, there's been a prison break in Warmdale.
You mean the women's prison?
Yes.
Oh, Miles, darling, I am so happy for April I could almost cry. I'm happy for you, too. I'm really relieved.
So am I.
I just can't wait till she comes back. I'm dying to see her.
Listen, I do have to go. I want to make sure Nicole knows the news, all right?
Yes, of course, but please, keep me informed, won't you?
I will.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
Anytime you want me to take over the wheel, you just say the word. Oh, thanks. I'm just fine. I figure I'll be in Spruce Corners just in time to have me a nice cup of tea. Is that where you live, in Spruce Corners? No, my sister Ida does. We got to talking on the phone this afternoon, and we were gabbing so long that I figured it would be cheaper just to jump in and drive on down and spend a day or two with her. Is Spruce Corners far from Northborough? No, we're not too far apart. Only Spruce Corners is not quite so far. Is that where you're headed, Northborough? Yeah. Oh, well, I turn out into Route 27, not too far from here, and Northborough is straight down the interstate. Well, I guess then you can drop me off when you make that turn. Oh, is that where you live? I grew up in Northborough. I don't live there now. Oh, just paying a visit for old time's sake. Is that it? Yeah. For old time's sake. Honey, why don't you close your eyes and just rest? I'll let you know when we get to the turnoff. Thanks. I think I will. My childhood, blank. The memories are just locked up in my head. Maybe they're even locked up in that house in Northborough.
Those memories aren't lost forever. You know, they're locked up somewhere deep in your subconscious.
Yeah, well, how do I unlock them?
You have to recall as much as you can of your childhood.
Yeah, well, I have.
There's more, April. The answer to your problem lies in your mind, in the mind of the little girl you once were. You have to do everything you can to recall what went on in that old house in Northborough.
Northborough. That's what you said, Northborough, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's a stoplight up ahead there, so that's where I'll let you out.
Oh. Okay.
You sure, hon, you don't want to spend the night in Spruce Corners with Ida and me? There's plenty of room.
Oh, thanks, but it's really kind of important that I get to Northborough as soon as possible.
It's an awful long walk.
Maybe I'll get lucky and meet someone as nice as you and get a ride the rest of the way.
Shucks. Gee, I'd love to take you there myself, but I don't get to Ida's place within the half hour. You know, that woman will worry herself sick.
You've done more than enough already,
Well,
Liz.
I just feel terrible leaving you like this. You'll catch your death out there.
I'll be okay.
Well, I don't plan to walk around feeling guilty and wondering whether or not you've got pneumonia. Here, take that.
Well, I can't take this.
What's the matter? Don't you like my knitting?
It's a beautiful sweater. That's why I can't take it.
Oh, on, take it.
Thanks. Okay. Oh, thanks again for the sweater.
Enjoy it.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Miles and Kevin, I was very worried about you.
Oh, sorry about the disappearing act. Draper and I had something really important to do.
Mike has been looking for you desperately. He's called here 6-7 times in the last half hour. He's worried.
Did you talk to him?
No?
Tell you the news?
Oh, what news?
Dr. Norwood has confessed to murdering Denise. I know it's incredible, but it's true. He wasn't even paralyzed, it turns out.
That's just incredible. How did you find
I'll
out?
tell you the whole story later. I better get back to Mike now, don't you think?
What did the police know?
Just the police up in Mayfield. I called Mike from there, told him what was going on, asked him to kind of get the wheels in motion quickly to get April out of the damn prison. What's the car's number, you know?
It's 555-1239.
Imagine how elated Draper is.
Where is he?
He's at home, sleeping. I hope he was pretty wrung out. Mike.
Is that you, Miles?
Yes, I just got back. Listen, you were right to try to get me here at Nicole's
Miles, there's been a new development.
Listen, were you able to get hold of the warden? Does April know anything about it yet?
Miles, listen. Something's happened.
What is it?
Well, the timing couldn't have been worse, but there's nothing we can do about it now. We'll just have to try our best to get her to return.
Return?
Miles, April's no longer at Warndale Prison. She escaped.
The Edge of Night is brought...
Mike, there's got to be some mistake. Now, April just isn't the kind who breaks out of prison.
Miles, what are you saying?
I know it sounds improbable, and I have no idea about what really happened, but apparently it had something to do with the doctor she was seeing, the psychiatrist.
Whaley? What would he have to do with
I don't know, except the escape took place from his office and must have been 3-4 hours ago.
But this is just crazy. April wouldn't do such a thing.
I think there was another prisoner involved, although April was the only one who got away.
Look, how could such a thing happen now, of all times, now when there's no need?
Well, April didn't know that, of course. This future for her was simply another 10 or 20 years in that prison. Now, Miles, I don't want to minimize the importance of this, but the significant fact is still April's innocence.
Well, look, maybe if the authorities know, once they realize...
But that process is going to take time. Meanwhile, April has compounded the problem by committing a genuine crime.
Oh, God, Mike, what are we going to do?
We can start by talking about it. I'm trying to reach Logan Swift right now. Perhaps if we all got together...
Yeah, okay, yes, we have to do that. Should I come over there?
No, I'll meet you at Nicole's place. Her apartment's closer to Logan's than mine is, and I would like an official voice at this meeting.
Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll wait for you here. Goodbye. April's escaped. Apparently there was some other prisoner with her. Maybe she was forced into it. Maybe they won't blame her for it.
Miles, you don't mean she's a hostage?
No, she's not that either. Apparently she's the only one that got away. She could go back now if she wants.
But she will. She will. As soon as she hears that Norwood has confessed, she will. As soon as she hears that she's free.
She's free too soon, damn it.
Miles, did you say that Mike is coming over here?
Yeah. Oh, listen, is that all right? He's calling Logan Swift, the DA. We're going to have some kind of a meeting.
Michael will know what to do. He'll get her pardoned right away, and that'll make her escape meaningless, won't it?
I don't know. Maybe if we act fast enough.
Miles, do you want me to call Draper?
No, that's all right. I'll do it.
April, as long as we love each other, we're going to survive.
Then I am going to live a very long time. Because I'm never going to stop loving you.
Time to go, Mrs. Scott.
I wonder if I might have a couple of more moments with my wife.
I don't have all day.
I guess it's time for us to say goodbye.
Honey, remember that in the hospital when you were going in for your operation and we didn't know whether you were going to make it or not. We said that we'd never say goodbye. Don't say goodbye now, please.
Maybe you could hold these for me, okay? Goodbye, Draper.
No. Oh.
Yeah, hello.
Draper, it's me. I'm really sorry to wake you up. You were sleeping, weren't you?
No, I was just taking a little nap, Miles. I'm glad you woke me, though. I had a nightmare. I was dreaming about the day we took April over and left her off at prison. I'm glad life is a lot better now.
Look, Draper, I got some disturbing news. April isn't at Warmdale at the moment.
What do you mean? Has she been transferred?
Mike just spoke to the warden the way we'd asked him to. He found out there's been some
What do you mean? She's in the hospital?
No, she's on the outside. Apparently she was involved in some kind of a prison break.
Prison break? Hey, Miles, what are you talking about?
Draper, I wish I had different news for you, but I'm afraid that's the situation. I just spoke to Mike, and he thought it would be a good idea if we all met to discuss the next step.
Miles. Look, Miles, we've got to make sure that April knows she doesn't have to run away. She's got to be told everything's all right.
Yes, I know she's got to be told. The question is how.
Just a minute. Come in.
Thank you. It was really nice of you to agree to see me, Winter. Actually, I thought you would hang up when I called.
I was just in a state of shock. You never asked to come over before.
Yeah, I used to always barge in, didn't I? Well, Winter, that was a part of my old personality. And as you can see, this is a new me.
I see. Just say what you came to say, Raven.
Logan says that you know we're engaged. Is that right?
You came to invite me to the wedding?
No, actually, the wedding's not going to be for a while. I'm in mourning.
I'm touched.
Look, Winter, don't be angry. I mean, it's not like I stole Logan away from you, right? You did reject him. He was, as vulgar as it sounds, unclaimed.
And you held the pawn ticket, right?
I don't think that was very nice.
You've been holding that damn ticket over Logan's head for the past 9 months, Raven.
Logan is not marrying me because of that baby. He is marrying me because he loves me. Now, I know you would rather think otherwise, but that is the way it is, and I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to talk this way. I was hoping we could have something resembling a friendly conversation.
That usually takes place between friends. And I don't think that word ever existed between us, Raven, and I don't think it ever will. Now, if you're satisfied that I've seen how svelte you are, and if you're finished gloating over Logan, I hope you'll excuse me because I have jobs to look for, and I'm very busy.
All right, all right. I suppose I deserve this attitude of yours. Actually, it must have hurt you very deeply to see Logan fall in love with someone else.
You know, it's really funny how the tables have turned. I mean, it really hasn't been that long ago that Logan asked me to marry him, and there was smoke coming out of your ears.
Yeah, that's very true.
Oh, she admits it.
Of course I admit it. I was furious when I thought he was going to marry you, but not because he was the father of my baby. Because I loved him.
Wait, I think I have some violin music here.
Winter, look, I am trying to be honest with you. I did love Logan, even though I was married to Kevin, although I loved him, too, in my own way, but
You know, I have a theory about people who think they're in love with 2 or 3 or half a dozen people at one time. They're just too much in love with themselves to share their magnificence with one person.
I do love Logan, and he loves me. So why don't you just accept that fact and leave us alone?
That's the reason you're here, Raven. You want my stamp of approval. You want me to tell you that Logan isn't marrying you out of duty. He's marrying you out of love.
Well, obviously, you want to believe otherwise, so believe what you like.
Oh, now she's the one that's angry.
No, Winter, I'm not angry. Honestly, actually, I feel sorry for you.
Thank you so much for your concern, Raven.
Goodbye.
Raven? When did you say the happy day was?
I don't know. We haven't set a date yet. Why?
It's not going to be for a couple of months, at least. I mean, out of respect.
Oh, no, you don't. It's not going to be long enough. Logan has not changed his mind, Winter, even if you have.
How could you?
Oh, easy. It was the magic of videotape. Hey, don't you want to see the rest of the tape?
No.
Oh, come on. Take a look, huh? See yourself the way others see you. Or would like to, anyway. You know, I got to do something about that lighting. The picture's getting very dim. Maybe I can adjust the brightness control here. Yeah. I think this is even better than Lazy Lady, huh? Maybe because it's a real thing.
Why did you do it, Wade?
For all those long, lonely nights when you weren't around, babe. Hey, come on, take another look at it, huh? Maybe it'll inspire you to something. Well, too bad we weren't in the bedroom for that one. I'll bet your fiancé would have loved to have seen that on tape. But as it is, he's going to have to settle for that. Of human suffering. I'm sure it was this aspect of my nature which led me to the study of medicine, my desire to alleviate suffering. But there was a cruel irony at work. I discovered that my weakness in the face of pain prevented the objectivity necessary to a physician's work. Perhaps I glorify my own shortcomings. Perhaps it was nothing more than squeamishness which made me retire from practice and seek the role of medical administrator rather than healer of the sick. Perhaps it was only squeamishness which made me seek the role of executioner. I pray the world will understand that I meant only to bring peace to my daughter. Also, I believe that I was sparing the life and happiness of her husband. Miles is a good man trapped in a bad marriage. There was no reason for him to become Denise's victim. I thought it best for all concerned that Denise's life, already coming to a close, should end quietly and without further harm to the living. I never realized that her death would cause harm, and this was my greatest sin, that I allowed poor April to become enmeshed and did not come forward to confess the truth. It's all there, the whole thing.
Sounds like an Emancipation Proclamation. Unfortunately, it may be too late. What's your opinion, Logan? How will this affect the fact that April's escaped?
I don't know, Mike. It's going to depend on a couple of factors.
Like what?
Well, how soon she gets back, for one thing. If she returns of her own volition and quickly, everything could be fine.
I'm sure she'll do exactly that if she knew about Norwood's confession. That's why it's got to be publicized, Mike, in every way possible.
Look, don't forget, it's not official yet. We're the only ones, apart from the Mayfield police, that even know there is a confession.
Well, there isn't any question about it, is there?
No, Nicole, there's no question that once this information crosses the governor's desk, April would be pardoned.
Well, the best thing we can do, then, is get out a press release to all the media as quickly as possible.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of press releases about her escape. You can bet your life on that.
You'll probably be broadcasting one of them yourself at 11 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, I probably will. But that's not all I have to say, is it?
Nicole, is there a way for you to deliver a message to her? Tell her about the confession?
No, Draper, she couldn't deliver a personal message. That's against broadcasting regulations.
No, I couldn't do that, but I could ask anyone who has any information at all about April to call me at the station and tell me, and I could also ask anyone. I could let them know that we have new information that would set April free legitimately.
Well, I think that's a fine idea. Just a fine idea. Because if there's any newscast that she's going to watch on the outside, it's going to be yours.
No, wait a minute. She may be beyond the WMON signal. My God, she could be anywhere.
I think I know where she is. I think I know where she's going.
Oh, yeah? Where?
Right, back home to you. I agree. I don't know where else she'd go. How incompetent I feel. Denise's father. If I'd had any idea about this, April wouldn't have spent 10 seconds in that
Oh,
courtroom.
Logan, we understand.
Come on, Logan. None of us believed it was possible. Totally paralyzed man commit a murder?
Ironic, isn't it, that both father and daughter engaged in a deception? An even heavier irony, right? April running away when she doesn't have to. It'll be all right, Draper, as long as she's headed home.
This is Nicole Drake with the WMON 11 o'clock report. April Scott, the young woman who less than 2 months ago was convicted of murdering her sister-in-law by administering an overdose of pain-killing medication, has been exonerated. Ever since her sentencing, her family and friends have worked with a fierce tenacity to vindicate Mrs. Scott, and their efforts have been rewarded. Dr. Augustus Norwood, the victim's father, has made a full confession of guilt. Michael Carr, attorney for Mrs. Scott, says the new information will be used to petition the court to rescind the conviction and order an immediate release from prison. But tonight, a cruel note of irony. Before officials were able to notify Mrs. Scott of her impending release, a daring prison break took place at Warmdale State Penitentiary for women. And April Scott, who would have been freed in a matter of days, appears to have been the only prisoner successful in that escape. Home. Maybe I can find a candle. Here. Too good to be true. Come on. One light. Come on. Better? Or is it? But Dr. Whaley said I've got to remember things in my childhood. How can I? This place doesn't look like anything I remember. Spiders have had a field day. Well, it looks like they left your chair, Mama. Isn't that nice?
remember watching you rock for hours in this chair. Knitting, sewing. I'm not sure. Guess it doesn't make any difference. But I remember sitting there on the floor watching you. Thinking that when I grow up, I'm going to be just like you. Just like you.
Dr. Kavanaugh, you have testified that you were not quite 18 when your mother died. That's right. Could you tell us the cause of her death? Heart failure. Heart failure is a rather broad term, isn't it, Doctor? Maybe it is. Do you know where your mother died? In a hospital. Do you know the name of that hospital? I don't see how this is important. I don't see how it's relevant. Please leave objections to the defense counsel, Doctor.
Very well, Mr. Swift. Counsel will object. Mr. Swift, can you tell us where this line of questioning is leading?
Your Honor, I have some information here which may be important to the characterization of the defendant.
I'll permit the questions to continue for now.
Dr. Kavanaugh, isn't it a fact that your mother died in the Hillcrest Hospital in Bloomington, Minnesota? Yes, I believe that's true. Would you tell us what sort of a hospital? It isn't important! The Hillcrest Hospital is a mental institution, is it not? And your mother was confined there for the last 2 years of her life, the 2 years just prior to her suicide.
No, that isn't true.
Dr. Kavanaugh, your mother was certified as insane according to the documents which I have here. In fact, she is characterized as homicidally insane. Is that not true? Yes, it's true.
I don't want to be like you, Mama. I don't want to be anything like you.
If anyone has seen a woman answering to this description, if anyone has any information at all about April Scott, please call this station at this number, 555-1000. Again, 555-1000.
Sorry, I know it must be a bad time.
No, it's all right. Take your coat.
Thank you.
Sorry about the cool reception. I thought it might be April behind the door. You have heard the bad news.
Yes, I didn't know anything about it until somebody handed me a teletype. But that's why I came over. I wondered if there's anything I could do.
There's a statewide search going on for her right now. That's what the police usually do when someone escapes from prison.
I won't treat her like an escaped convict.
Why? It's what she is.
No, she's innocent. You told me yourself you have proof that she's innocent.
The proof is available, but her sentence hasn't been commuted yet. As of this moment, the authorities are just treating her like a fugitive from justice.
Well, that means she could be in terrible danger.
Yes, that's what it means.
Well, I'm so worried about her. It makes me feel even worse to see how worried you are.
Margot, I appreciate your concern, I really do, but I don't think there's anything any of us can do except wait.
Well, have you notified all the other media?
Yes.
I think that could be very important. And what we could do at the station is put out some sort of bulletins, like a news break.
Well, that sounds like a fine idea. More chances April has to hear that she's innocent, the better.
Fine, that's settled then. We'll start first thing tomorrow morning, right after the 7:30 news.
I appreciate that, I really do.
I just wish there were more I could do. Maybe I could fix you something to go with that beer. What's the matter? Don't you see me as the domestic type?
No, I see you in control rooms, not in kitchens.
Oh, only control
Yes,
rooms.
well, that's your milieu, isn't it? That in boardrooms and conference rooms, offices.
Well, I have been known to inhabit other rooms. You know, Dr. Kavanaugh, I don't think that you have ever kissed me.
As a matter of fact, I have. At your party.
Oh, little peck on the cheek. I don't suppose you ever wanted to go any further. Why should you?
Margot, something tells me this conversation's getting a little bit out of hand.
Yes, something tells me it's getting a little out of hand, too. It seems to me it started by my asking if I could fix you something.
I was about to say no, thank you.
Oh, then would you fix me something?
Such as what?
Oh, like a nice stiff drink, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
I'd like to stay for a little while. Just in case you get any word about April.
All right.
I'll be right back, Mrs. Harris. There's somebody at the door.
Hi.
Hi. This is a surprise.
Well, am I here too late? You want me to go?
No. Come in. Everybody's awake, including that son of yours.
Yeah?
I shouldn't say that too loud. Mrs. Harris, the baby nurse, is in there.
What's she doing here this late? Is she all right?
Yeah, I just asked her to stay. He was getting a little cranky. Take off your coat. The question is, what are you doing here, seeing as I just left your apartment not too long ago?
Well, we've had a little excitement. I thought you might like to hear about it. There was a prison break up at Warmdale. April was involved.
Oh, you can't be serious.
Oh, but
Why
I
would
am.
Nobody told her.
No. Now, the trick is going to be to get her back before it's too late.
But it's already too late. She might be innocent of murder, but she's guilty of a jailbreak.
I think there are mitigating circumstances.
Well, the young man's asleep, Mrs. Jameson. I guess I'll be going now. Mrs. Harris, this is a friend of the family, Logan Swift. Hello, Mr. Swift.
Nice to meet you, Miss Harris.
How does the cab situation look to you out there?
Not too bad, considering the weather.
Well, that's good. The bus I usually take doesn't run at this hour. I'll get you some money here. Oh, well, I'd appreciate it, Mrs. Jameson. It's a good $7 or $8 out there. Well, here's a 10. You'll need a tip. Oh, thank you.
Good night.
Mrs. Jameson, the next time you're going to be out so late, I'd appreciate a call first. Okay, sure, I'm sorry. Night.
What do you mean by that?
You know, let's go take a look at Jamie. He is so adorable.
What does that nurse mean by your being out so late? I thought you'd been here for some time now.
Well, I didn't come right back here after I left your house. Well, I had a couple of errands to run, that's all. All right. I won't lie to you. I went to see Winter.
For Pete's sake.
Logan, I had to talk to her. It was important to me. Look, I just wanted to find out how she felt about us. And I wanted to make sure that your relationship was really over.
I've already told you that it's over.
Yeah, well, sometimes men and women see these things differently.
So what do you want, a signed affidavit from Winter? Did you get her to write it in blood, huh? Okay, what'd she say?
She said that the only reason you were marrying me was because of the baby.
Well, that's not true, and you know it. I hope you told her so.
I did tell her so. I said the baby had nothing to do with it. I said she loved me. You do, don't you?
Come here. Have a seat.
My pleasure.
I think you're being paged.
Yeah. Well, I have two men that need me, and I'm not going to let either one of them down, so later.
You want a hand with him?
Yeah, sure.
You got it.
Well, it's getting late. Guess I'd better be going. I feel as though I've imposed too much already.
No, you haven't, really. You came here because you were concerned about April.
That's only part of it. I came here because of you, too, because I wanted to see you and be near you. I better leave before I say something I regret.
Margot, what's the matter?
It's nothing. I feel like an absolute fool. You must think I'm a fool.
I don't think anything of the kind.
Well, here I am reading my makeup, and I have not come prepared. Thank you.
You know, I think you've just probably been working too hard. And you're upset about April.
Yeah, among other things.
Well, something else bothering you?
No, just my life. I mean, my life is one rotten business deal after the other. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not stupid enough to think that money can't buy happiness. I know it can, only it's just... It's the wrong kind of happiness and not enough of it. If you knew how much I was depending on my beautiful new apartment to make me feel as... Yet all it turns out to be is just a space to live. And feel so alone in. And I'm so tired of being alone.
Well, you've always had options, Margot.
Yeah. I wish I had one now. Margot. Hello, Nicole.
Margot came by. She was upset about April. She wants to know if she can help.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Turns out I was the one who needed the help.
And comforting. Well, it's late now.
No, wait a minute. What are you doing?
Well, listen, I apologize for not calling first, but don't worry, it won't happen again.
Don't be so damn silly. Come on, we're talking about April. You belong here.
Miles, as they say, three is a crowd. Good night.
The stairs so familiar. Since I remembered falling down them. Wonder if that top stair is still loose. I'll find out. Mom and Daddy's room. Well, here's my room. I remember this wallpaper. My toys. I used to keep my toys up in the attic. Wonder if they're still there. maybe you are. Everything about my life with you haunts me. I've been so frightened to think about you. Yet you were a very pretty woman. You look almost normal. It's so hard to believe that you had such severe problems they had to put you in a mental institution. I wonder if I look like you. I wonder if I'll end up like you. I remember when you had this portrait painted. Daddy got real angry. He complained about how much money it cost. And you argued right back and said that all the kings and queens, all the royalty always had their portraits painted so that when they died, their souls would live on forever. Yeah. Well, a lot has happened since then. Miles, he's a successful doctor now. And I'm married. Married to one of the most wonderful men in the whole world. I didn't come back here to fill you in on what's been happening. I didn't even want to come back. But I had to. I had to find out about my childhood and what it was like. I had to find out what my life was like with you. Remember when I was a little girl and I fell down the stairs? I thought I was dead. Well, not too long ago, I fell down the stairs again. This time I did die. Only for a few minutes, though, you know. And ever since then, I've had, these dreams and premonitions about the future. I don't want to have them. They cause me a lot of pain, Mom. Dr. Whaley, he's my doctor. He seems to think that they have something to do with you. Because of your belief in the supernatural. He seems to think that if I can remember my childhood, I might understand why I'm having them. He thinks that I probably had a lot of really bad memories in my childhood. And that's why I've blacked them out, you know? And it's true, my whole childhood just seems like such a big blank to me. I wish a picture could talk. I'm sure there's so much you could tell me. Why don't I remember? What is it that you're keeping from me? What is it?
Oh, well, look who's here. Goodman. Oh, you called me when the 11 o'clock news was over. You told me you were going over to see Dr. Kavanaugh. So Dr. Kavanaugh's been calling here for the past half hour wanting to talk to you. And if you were over there, you wouldn't be doing that.
Well, I was over there. For a minute. I've just been driving around.
Well, how come?
When I got over there, he already had a visitor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't want to interrupt anything, so I just
left. Oh, something tells me he wasn't setting a broken leg.
He sure wasn't.
That woman was there. Am I right?
Yeah, that woman was there. Oh, come on. You know her name.
Yeah, I know her name and her game. It was Margot Huntington, right? Margot. Who's got a real name like that? Give you 10 to 1, she's plain old Madge or something. Boy, I warned you about that one, didn't I?
Yes, you did. You warned me.
She's about as subtle as a sledgehammer.
She's getting less and less subtle. Only seems to make her more successful.
Well, sledgehammers are darn good tools. I mean, they're very good at breaking up things. I just hope you're not going to let it break up you and that terrific man.
She may already have done that.
Oh, come on. Never. The doc's crazy about you. All you have to do about that woman is stand up to her and fight.
I have. Just seem to have lost every round so far.
No, you know what I think? I think the doc's just plain fascinated by that lifestyle of hers. I mean, it's not every day that you meet more women as rich as that.
Oh, there's more to Margot than her money. She's charming and intelligent. Sometimes I just feel very ordinary next to her.
Oh, well, what are you going to do? Just sit around and hope to catch the bridal bouquet at their wedding? Miss Drake, listen to me. You're a very beautiful woman inside and out, and you've got nothing to worry about except...
Margot, honey.
No, except about yourself, about giving up. You got to do something positive. And I got an idea. When the doctor calls, you invite him over one night soon, like tomorrow. Give him a candlelight dinner and wear that sexy blue gown you bought a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, I don't think so.
I know you want him to appreciate you for your charm and your intelligence, but look, sometimes you got to get their attention first. There he is.
So you tell him that I'm in bed.
Hello? Yeah, Doc, she's right here.
Hello?
Where were you? I've been worried sick about you.
A few things to do. Besides, you had somebody to keep you company.
You know, I gotta tell you, Nicole, I think it's really silly of you to storm out that way just because Margot happened to be here.
I meant what I said about 3 being a crowd. It's an old phrase, but it's still valid.
You listen to me. You didn't have any reason to act the way you did. I did not have any idea that either one of you was going to be here tonight.
Oh, well, aren't you flattered? I mean, 2 surprise female callers.
Nicole, the reason that Margot came over here was that she was terribly upset after hearing the news about April, about her escape from prison.
Miles, Margot knew that news before anybody else in the city. It came over the teletype hours ago.
What difference does that make?
Well, she waited until she thought I was safely at home before dropping in on you.
You're really persistent about this, aren't you? About thinking that she's out to get you, plotting to get you?
You're equally persistent in her defense. You realize that, don't you?
Oh, I don't realize that. I do know that this kind of behavior is ludicrous, especially in the face of April's problem.
April is not the only person who has a problem.
Meaning what, exactly?
Meaning... I just can't talk to you about this. I can't talk to you about Margot. When it comes to Margot, you're simply deaf, dumb, and blind. I'm sorry. I'm tired, and, I guess I have a headache, and I want to see you. Listen, good night.
Forget the candles, huh?
This story be continued on the other side of this tape.
Town Barry. Through the end of
Romance must be the furthest thing from Dr. Kavanaugh's heart.
Shut up, Wade.
Well, the sooner his sister comes home, the sooner the doctor would be in the mood for dinner for 2.
So sometimes I wonder how it is physically possible for blood to get pumped through stone.
Oh, come on, Margot. Look, I really hope that you and the good doctor live happily ever after.
Sure, so you and I can live happily ever after, right?
Right. I'm not going to let you forget your bargain, Margot. You said that if I could drive a wedge between Miles and Nicole and let you slip into the picture, that our business association would continue.
Good grief, I think I did say that, didn't I?
And from the way things look, they're not even speaking to each other. You want a drink?
I think I need one. No, I'll have to agree. As much as I disapprove of your methods, they do seem to work.
Yeah, we aim to please, boss.
I think I'm going to tell you something that might please you. I saw Miles this evening at his house.
Well, what happened?
As a matter of fact, Mrs. Drake had exactly the same idea.
You mean she showed up at the same time?
Yeah. She took one look at the two of us, turned on her heels, and split.
Oh, that's beautiful. You couldn't have done better if you planned it.
I must say Miles was terribly upset.
Oh, I hope you took the time to comfort him.
I didn't think it was the time.
Oh, darling, it's the perfect time. When a guy breaks up from a girl, he wants a lot of love and kindness, and especially if it's from another attractive female. Now, listen to me. I'm an expert on this subject.
You know, I think all of this is just a game to you. Or maybe it's a business matter.
Now, that is another problem you're having. You are spending entirely too much time on business. You'd let me handle that kind of stuff, and you'd have more time for your personal life.
You know, in that case, you are right. I do need help. Only not from you. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking of hiring a personal assistant. I interviewed a young lady earlier today, and your name came up in the conversation.
Me?
Mm-hmm. Very bright young woman named Winter Austin.
Winter?
Yeah. She's an old friend of Miles. In fact, he asked me to see her.
She's an old friend of mine, too. Well, you knew about that.
Yes, and she's not interested in that kind of employment anymore, my dear.
You really hire somebody with that kind of background?
Well, I seem to be working with you, don't I?
You got a point there, yeah.
She was very honest and open about it, and quite frankly, I was impressed.
Come to think of it, hiring Winter may play right into your hand.
How so?
Well, it'd be a terrific gesture for you to hire Dr. Kavanaugh's old buddy. I bet he'd be very appreciative of that favor.
You know something? I think I've just decided to hire a personal assistant.
I think that it's a very smart move for WMON and you.
Well, I'm willing to give her a try, but she's going to have to stand on her own 2 feet.
You know, I still have ties with WMON, and now that Winter is going to be working there, it's going to be just like the good old days.
Wait just a minute. If there is one mention of her former exposure in show business, there's going to be a very angry lady.
Oh, no, don't worry. I'm not going to say a
Who
word.
are you calling at the cellar?
Winter, so you can give her the good news.
Come on now, I can do that tomorrow morning.
Oh, no, she's probably sitting on pins and needles waiting to hear from you. And
Really?
Don't worry about it. She's night people. You're not going to wake her.
Hello? Is this Miss Austin?
Yes. Who's this?
It's Margot Huntington. I didn't wake you, did I?
Oh, no, it's all right. I was just reading.
Well, the reason I called was to tell you that if you're still interested in that position we discussed, it's yours.
But you said you were going to interview other people before you made a decision.
Oh, I was, but the truth is I hate interviews. So, you do come highly recommended.
Oh, to tell you the truth, I'm really surprised that I got the job.
Well, happily surprised, I hope.
Of course. Well, when do you want me to start?
Well, I tell you what, why don't you give me a call at my office tomorrow, and I'll set up a time for you to come in and fill out all the necessary forms.
Thank you, Miss Huntington. You can't imagine how much I appreciate this.
Oh, well, I'm quite sure that our association will be mutually beneficial. Oh, hold on just a minute. There's someone here who wants to talk to you. Miss Miles, sir? Wish it were.
Hello, beautiful.
Wade.
Hey, congratulations. I hear we're going to work together again.
Really? Look, put Miss Huntington back on. I don't think I want the job all of a sudden.
Hey, now don't be so testy. We were just sitting around here having a discussion, and because of our discussion, she decided to hire you.
You put in a good word for me.
Well, I pointed out to Margot that you'd be a big asset to her future plans.
Thanks.
Well, I was hoping you'd be a little more appreciative than that.
Look, the next time I see you, remind me to shake your hand.
Oh, I always knew you'd go a long way in business. You're very talented.
Oh, Wade, look, I'm tired and I want to go to bed now.
My place or yours? You can call that a joke if you want it.
Wade, good night, Wade.
Hey, listen, since you're going to be hanging around the studio again, you might get the urge to work in front of the cameras again.
Or maybe you just might plain get the urge. If you do, give me a call.
Why doesn't any of this make sense to me? When I was little, this house used to creak and groan. I used to think it was talking to me. Now I know it has something to say. The key to all this is here somewhere. Just have to figure out where to find it.
What on earth are you dawdling for? It seems like hours since I told you to get ready.
Mommy, do I have to go?
Yes, you certainly do. Now come here. Let me fix your dress for you.
Why can't I stay home and play with my dollhouse?
Because you have to be there. Don't you understand that?
Why?
Because I say so. Besides, I'm not about to leave you all by yourself in this house.
Can't you wait until Daddy comes home?
Your father is at old man Simon's funeral. Honestly, sometimes I think he kills off some of his patients just so he can sop up the booze at their wakes.
Then I'll stay home. Then I'll stay home all by myself.
Look, if you and I don't get out of here before your father comes home, there's going to be another battle about our going over to Mrs. Lupesco's, and I don't need that.
I don't want to go because whenever we're there, Mrs. Lupesco turns off the lights and I'm afraid of the dark.
No, only babies are afraid of the dark. You're a big girl now, aren't you?
I guess so.
Besides, it has to be dark there. The spirits don't like to come out when it's light.
What are spirits?
Spirits are souls of the dead.
I don't understand.
Well, you see, when a person dies, he goes off into this other world where the spirits live. And some word I have, howling wolf talking. And he's an Indian, and he helps Mrs. Lupesco to look for other people in the spirit world.
Then I'll stay home all by myself, please.
Look, I'll tell you what. You come with me without a fuss, and I will let you bring that new doll I bought you, all right? Now, you just be quiet for a minute, and I'll go get the doll. I've got to get ready.
Wooden chest? I haven't thought about that in years. Mama never would tell me what was in it.
you must have stayed out again late last night. Oh, dear. Well, Beth, you were out until all hours yourself. Oh. Well, now, that looks like a familiar face.
Newspaper in the state is carrying April's picture on the front page this morning. Bound to catch your eye.
Well, too bad Nicole's broadcast didn't catch your eye.
Well, you don't know that for sure yet, do you?
Well, if she'd have heard it, we'd have heard from her. She would have known that Dr. Norwood had made a full confession.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, she's right here with me. Who? Oh, hold on a minute. Joni Collier is outside and very anxious to talk to you.
Well, I'll go see what she wants.
Ah, Deborah.